Melbourne, Collingwood. Melbourne get it done by 4 points in what was an absolute cracker. Even though it was a bit low scoring, geez, it was exciting to watch. Das, you go first.
Mate, what an absolute contest. And I will keep saying it. Lipinski did kick the first, Jev, back in the side.
Yeah.
He hasn't played since the prelim last year, so good to see him back on the scoreboard. Actually kicked 2 for the game. They were both cracking in so fucking hard.
Yep.
We even said on the pod earlier last week that Jack Viney had a cracker last year. He'll probably step up again this year, which he did. It was so even all over the ground. You look at how many guys got over, I think there's about 12 to 15 guys that got over 20 disposals, and everyone used the ball really well. 2 really good defensive sides. I thought both of them really stood tall. Darcy Moore would chop him off. So would Murphy. And then also at the other end, you had May and Lever that chopped off really well. Christian Salem played well. And they both just went up the corridor. They said at the start of the game that Collingwood really want to own the corridor, and Melbourne said, we're going to try and take you on today and try and beat you at your own game. And that's what it's good footy to watch. They fucking barely went out the outside. Only Melbourne did towards the back end of the game, but what an unbelievable game, Jev. That was unreal.
I thought Melbourne, after quarter time, absolutely smashed them. So it was about 5 minutes ago in the game. It was 8 goals 18 to 7 goals 5. So it was 26 scoring shots to 12. And Melbourne, even Collingwood supporters would say this, missed 8 gimme set shots at least.
Oh, at least.
I think Fritsch missed 3 himself. I know Grundy missed an easy one. Cozzy Pickett missed about 2 easy ones. I thought they missed some absolute gimmies. I thought the Swans did the same thing the day we watched them at the MCG. Yeah, I thought Melbourne missed gimmies. I thought they absolutely smashed them. And then for it to be 4 points on the final sign, and we actually thought Collingwood were going to pinch it with 30 seconds to go. It's just one of those ones Collingwood just don't care what's happened all game. If they're down, they just throw everything goes out the window and they just go straight and they kick goals. And Dacos showed his class right at the end, but
he had no right. I watched it in the replay, that stoppage. He was over the other side and just sort of ran across. Yeah. Brayshaw was on him, and he was in a good spot, and it just pops out to him and just finished. And you're like, what the fuck?
I thought
good players just find it, Jev, don't they?
I think Melbourne would be pretty happy with that game. I know it got to 4 points at the end. I mean, you add Clary, you add DeGoey, so pretty the way they're playing is basically a wash. But I thought Melbourne smashed them. They kicked a couple more set shots, and I think they could have been a 40-point game. But anyway, it's 4, so Collingwood supporters go away happy. You can see it from both ways. I personally think Melbourne were just so much better after halftime. Viney, Petrarca, how good of a footballer? We've said this before. Lockie Hunter's just a good footballer, isn't he? So is Ed Langdon on the other wing. They're just good footballers.
How good some of his just clever tap on work. Yeah. Or has a guy over the top. He's just so clever. The underground handballs, which you would used to get ripped in a few years ago. He's so clever the way he uses it. And how's Hoskin Elliott just bouncing off him?
Yeah, he just
took a lick.
Like a little wombat, he just hit him, bang.
Bang. Hit the target. It hasn't after the start of the year, we thought Cozzy was going to explode this year. He's been a little bit quiet, hasn't he?
Since round 1, he kicked 20-4, and I'm like, he's a lock for All-Australian 40. And then he injured. He did what he did to Bailey Smith that game. And ever since, he's just hasn't exploded since, has he?
No. But you can't really – even this game with Collingwood, they've been on such a high for so long. They're warranted a loss. And it was as far as a loss goes, it's a pretty good loss. You know what I mean? It's a bit of an arm wrestle. You still had a crack.
Yeah, nearly pinched it. They get a bye now. They'll be wrapped with the bye, reset. What about – do you reckon – Gawn and Grundy got a bit of a hold of Darcy Cameron and Mason Cox today?
Yeah, late they did.
If that was grand final day and you've gone the whole year with, your C-grade ruckman, but you think that's all you need, then you come up against Gawn, the A-graders. Wonder if it'll, in a big final, that's when it's all going to come home to roost that you need the gun ruckman.
Well, it's interesting. I do thought Cameron and Cox played pretty fucking well. You see that Cox, how high he got in some of those?
Yeah, he's huge.
He was on Gawn's head. He was flying around today. Cameron took some really good marks, but I thought late, Gawn, you just can't kick near him down the line. He was
everything. Grundy looked a bit nervous. He dropped a couple, but even Cox's field kicking has just improved out of sight, isn't it? He just chews off little 45s that ruckman were never allowed, and he hits nice drop punch, doesn't he?